Hi everyone, me again in beautiful Suches, Georgia, or at least a little bit north of it. Just got through riding up this way. I thought I'd turn around and come back and give you a little more video, some of it that I didn't include in the first part, and a different angle on what I did. It's a great place to come ride. Highly recommend it. Can't say enough about the people at Two Wheels of Suches. They cater to strictly motorcycles, and if you've got a motorcycle, you should come up here sometime. One thing about Suches, everybody eventually ends up on the porch, chatting away. It's a good shady spot. They got a soft drink machine. They got bathrooms that are open all year round, even when they're not there. They're only open on the weekends. They will feed you, and you can get a place to stay here. You can camp out all week long. Just make prior arrangements. There's a little valley out this way. Thought you might like to see a little bit of it. But the riding up here is A+ in my book. If I could give it more than an A+, I would. For a old fat cruiser like this with me on it, this is really premier riding. Very few corners are so technical that I have to really get that concerned about it and come down that slow. There are a couple of 20, 25 mile an hour corners that we'll come up on, but they're not sneaky. They don't try to kill you like some others do at other places. But you see some of the little older homes that are out this way. People live out here full time. There is property for sale out here. Susan and I have considered maybe buying some, but then we went and got the camper. If you saw the last video, we got that camper, so we're good for now. Hopefully that'll take us into our more golden years. We're getting into our gray-haired years, but we haven't reached the really golden part yet. I'm waiting for that, but maybe this is it. Who knows? Hope everybody is having a great spring. It's gotten warm quickly. We had a lot of rain. Temperatures were kind of crummy off and on, but it has actually, this is the first weekend it's really gotten hot. Down in Georgia, down in Atlanta, it's probably well into the 90s. Who knows? I'm not there, so I'm not been paying attention much to it. But a lot of little stores out here like this one, the Wildcat Country Store. Go in there and get something to eat if you want to. But all kinds of little nicks and knacks. This is the back roads of Georgia. This isn't the main anything. 60 is not a major thoroughfare going to anywhere that I know of, unless you're on a motorcycle or maybe a sports car. So here's some of these corners that get a little bit more technical. Hello, Mr. Police Officer. I'm not going too fast, I hope. He's going 39 miles an hour. I think he's trying to slow down for the corner. That's the thing, you can have a great time out here and not speed. According to the GPS here, it's 45 miles an hour right here. So I'm well under the posted limit, and I'm still having a great time. You might have noticed, or maybe you didn't, I usually have to point it out. I took my windshield off today for the first time this year. When the temperatures get up into the 80s, nothing better than riding without your windshield. Now I know a lot of you guys, a lot of the guys that I have met on some of the rides, and a lot of people I see out this way, all have windshields, and I don't blame you. When the weather's when you get into the 50s and 60s, my God, you got to have a windshield or you'll just freeze yourself to death. But I've just never learned with a windshield, and that to me, riding for most of my life was like this, au natural. Well, Anyway, so I actually brought it up here with the shield on it. Fortunately, mine's just 4 bolts. I happen to have the Allen wrench I needed to take it off. I do these little wingmen here on here. The little wingmen on either side, they help make the airflow uniform up. It hits my head in a uniform way. It doesn't shake my head around like that a lot. Without them, I get a little buffeting, especially up above 50. But without them, it does a real good job. I mean, with them, it does a real good job. It keeps the wind pretty steady. But I love the no shield. I also love using the chin camera to shoot videos. It's my favorite view. I have started to enjoy mounting it on this little spot here, sometimes mounted here or here. It gives you a different viewpoint, and it's steadier. I do tend to shake my head some, unfortunately, when I I forget what I'm doing and start talking about something I'm, not thinking about video. Sometimes it's hard to ride and talk and think about the video at the same time. It's really, two things are really tough for me. Here's one of the slower corners. There you go, that's 30 according to the GPS. But again, see, really nice stuff. I mean, easy, nice little switchbacks, It's really funny, I was counting I haven't counted the curves here. I really should, I guess. Everybody makes a big deal out of 318 curves at the Dragon. And so I thought I'd count them on Wolfpen. We were on Wolfpen twice yesterday. And I counted 180 turns on Wolfpen, and that's 11 miles long. And but not only a few of them, maybe less than 20, rank anywhere like what you would find at the Dragon. But anyway, got something crawling in my ear. I hope it's a love bug and not a fighting bug. The only thing I don't like about this helmet, the open helmet, I never get anything in my ears, so they whiz on by. But this thing, they kind of hit just right. I don't have any cheek pads in this helmet. They squeeze on me too much, and after a long time, it just seems like a real pain in the butt. So I take them out immediately. That makes the helmet a lot more comfortable. I don't think it makes it any less safe, but it does do a good job for me. But what do you think of this road? Isn't this a terrific road? Hope the camera's doing it justice. I'm kind of going in and out of shadow. I know sometimes the camera struggles with that. Here's a good little tighty. Yeah, that's a 23-mile-an-hour curve right there. But again, no problem. I'm on a 700-pound machine. With me on it, we're 900 pounds. No problem. Zip-de-doo-dah right around there. I hope I get to keep this thing throughout the year and maybe longer. Nothing wrong with the bike. It's doing great like always. It's only a 2007, maybe 50,000 miles. I don't know. Yamaha has a real problem with their speedometers and odometers, but I find it's me. I'm finding myself, seems like more and more often at situations when I stop at a stop sign or have to make a quick, following Susan, I have to anticipate her, and sometimes she'll stop a little quicker than I anticipated, and I'll have to come to a stop really before I'm prepared, and getting my feet down and making sure I don't get this thing laying on its side is getting a little more difficult. The weight's low, I sit low and everything. The center of gravity is doing all it can to help me, but I'll be 67 this year. I got some issues with my feet, got some neuropathy going on there, so they're numb a lot of the time, and it's just it's just difficult to coordinate everything. So don't be surprised if someday in my future there'll either be an F3 Spider, if I could scrape enough money together, or more likely it's going to be a Ryker. Check out the Ryker on Can-Am's webpage. It's pretty cool. It's not a long distance cruiser, but I don't long distance cruise anymore. So for an old guy like me, it might be perfect. No balance issues. Unlike this beast, under 30 miles an hour, you really can't turn it hard enough to throw yourself off of it, pretty much. The Ryker sits lower than our RT, our RT Spider does. The F3 does as well, but this, I believe, is the lowest of all of them. So your center, it's almost like being on being on one of these, where you feel like you sit down in it more than you do on it. But if I go that way, I will certainly let you know. It is in the realm of possibility, but I'm still going to stay with this old girl here as long as I can. She might end up on her side a couple of more times at a stop signs before I can talk myself out of it. But of course, nothing says I couldn't keep her and get a Ryker. But that's not my call. I bought the RT and I just got through buying that camper. So I think it's only fair that my lovely wife buys me something. And I think a Ryker would be a lovely gift. What do you think? Email my wife at blah, blah, blah. No, never mind. That's not even bothering. It'll happen someday. Maybe, maybe not. But I am happy with this old beast right here. Ran into a guy at a restaurant we stopped at. He came and got out of his truck and he said, I had one exactly like that. My wife made me sell it to get a jet ski. And I said, well, I bet that's a cool jet ski. He said, yeah, it is, but I missed my bike. And I told him what year this was. He said, that's the year mine was. He said, I put 230,000 miles on it. And I said, God almighty, that's riding a bike. That's riding one of these a long time. So maybe my little 50 isn't anything. Who knows? Oh well. Well, I'll let you guys go. I've been in your ear long enough. I'm just going to end up back in Suches where we came from. And, you know, you've seen that before in some other videos. If you want to check out more of the area, if you look back in the history of my videos, unfortunately I have not been smart enough to put them into a playlist or anything, but you'll find where we've been to the Wolfpen Gap in the Spider, riding it, on this of course, the two of us together, up and down this Highway 60, and really all great stuff. So anyway, here we are back in Suches, and you can hold your breath and go through here at about 20, but I didn't do it this time. So anyway, everybody have a great day, and get out and ride some if you can. Take care. Bye-bye.